From the very top of North Idaho, our hearts swell with pride when thinking about the wonderful place we call home. The mountains we've climbed, the streets we've driven, and the people we know here make up our incredible community. Today, we take you to a hidden and seldom discussed part of life common in so many American towns. In familiar-looking places, behind unassuming doors, we will show you the harsh reality of the suffering of children in our community. They often suffer in silence.
I was afraid to go home after school because I didn't know if my dad was drunk. If he was drunk, I would have to hide or he'd hit me.
My stepdad used to come in my room at night and he would touch me. I pretended to be asleep. When I told my mom, she told me not to tell anyone.
Once when my mom got mad at me, she held me by my legs and dunked my head into the toilet. It was filled with poop.
I had to take care of my sisters because my mom and dad would be drunk or stoned. They just sat around all the time. They picked on my littlest sister and I was afraid for her.
My dad got mad at me one night. He choked me, he left marks on my neck, and then he kicked me.
Again, we find ourselves on another familiar street, another house, another door. A door to safety, protection, and healing. The door to Kinderhaven.
In general, we will get children who may be 1 day old all the way up until they're 18. So at any time of the day or night, we may get one child, we may get a family of 4, we may get a family of 3, of the siblings, who will come here and they've been removed from their home for their own safety. What I always find so interesting is that even though every child's story is different, there are certain characteristics that the children share in common, and these are heartbreaking to me. So when they come through the door, they invariably are frightened, which is understandable. They don't know what's happening. They don't understand why they've been taken from their family because their family is all they've known, even if it's been one of abuse. So they're frightened, they're confused, they may be angry, especially the older ones are going to be angry that the authorities have taken them away. Sometimes what'll come out is they're actually angry at their parents for not having taken care of them. And what really breaks my heart is that they feel a great deal of shame because they think somehow they're at fault, that they have done something to deserve this, that they're the reason that has caused their family to fall apart. One of the things that we always want to do is to give them, and this is the magic of it, is to give them the experience of being cared for by adults in a way that makes them feel loved, valued, and safe, because they haven't had that before. And so once we can do that and they can begin to trust that, then their internal sense of self starts to change. And then they realize they're not at fault for the abuse. They realize they're not bad. They realize that indeed they're lovable. We hire people to work here, and we have an incredible staff. We hire people who have that ability to open up their heart, to hold healthy boundaries with kids at the same time that they're loving them, because they need both, and who can do that healthy parenting, who can be phenomenally patient and never take it personally when a child is yelling and screaming at them, who can love the child but not like the behavior, who can hold a child accountable for behavior but still make it obvious to the child that I love you. And we're very fortunate because we have people who do that. And so the children who come here become very attached to them. And it just always is exciting to watch that begin to happen, where they want to spend as much time with staff, as they can. And even the teens, teens are notorious for not liking adults at certain times, will seek, the staff out, will knock on their door in the middle of the night because they're having a problem, they want to talk with them. So if it weren't for the people that we have here, we wouldn't be able to do that kind of work.
I came to Kinderhaven when I was about 12 and a half years old. I lived there for about 3 years. The events leading up to Kinderhaven, my parents had burned down the trailer home that we were living in. In the beginning, when we first got placed into Kinderhaven, I didn't really know what to think. It was just me, my 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and I'm the oldest of 7. And first being put there, I didn't really know what to think. I had no idea what was happening. I was kind of like shocked, still in awe a little bit. All that I really felt was anger. I was just so mad all the time. And then the anger kind of slid away and it kind of turned into sadness, and then the anger was back, and I just didn't really know how to feel. But I'll never forget, it was like my second day there, and Tammy, who is now my foster mom, who adopted me, comes into my room, and I had just been crying all day. And she comes in, she asks me what's wrong, and I just tell her, I want to go home. I just want to go home. I miss my parents, I just want to go home. And the exact words that she used, I don't really remember, but I just remember feeling safe, just extremely safe. And coming from my situation, that wasn't something that I felt often, if at all. They absolutely saved lives at Kinderhaven. They definitely saved mine. I know if I hadn't gone there, or if I hadn't gone to Kinderhaven, I would not be anywhere near where I am today. I'm leaving for college soon. Growing up, I never really thought that would happen. I never imagined myself as being the college type. If I had to give advice to someone just coming to Kinderhaven for the first time, I would say, keep your head up. Don't shut everybody out. There are people there, and they're there for a reason. That reason's just to help you. And don't give up on yourself. No matter what you've come from, no matter what your past is, if you want something better, all you have to do is fight for it. It's not going to be easy, but there's nothing stopping you but you. So go for gold, man.
We ask for your help today. Kinderhaven can only continue this important work with financial support from members of our community. From large donations to small monthly direct deposits, they all serve these children directly.